Rec League Podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public, Podchaser, Good Pods, Pocket Casts, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 102 coming soon. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram or YouTube itself. What up, world? So, I just watched Babylon. It's a new chaotic dramedy starring Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, Diego Calva, Jovan Adepo, Gene Smart, Tobey Maguire, Lee Jun Lee, Flea, PJ Byrne. Like, this cast is stacked. It's directed by Damien Chazelle, who did Whiplash, La La Land, and First Man, which kind of like makes me wonder if Gosling was considered for this, if Emma Stone was considered for this. But I think originally, I think Emma Stone was attached to this with Brad Pitt, and then she dropped out. Margot Robbie took that role. It's 1920s Hollywood, and you got three characters either trying to become stars in the movies or trying to stay relevant in the movies, and Hollywood is transitioning from silent films to what we know today, talkies. I genuinely thought like this was coming limited today, and then next week my theater wouldn't get it during the wide release, a la The Fabelmans, a la Amsterdam, a la most big ass fucking movies I wanted to watch this year just haven't come to this theater. But it released wide, my theater actually got it. I was excited. 'Cause, I mean, the trailer starts with Margot Robbie sniffing cocaine as the stars around the Paramount logo disappear. Yeah, this, just watching it, my biggest comparison in my mind was like Uncut Gems. The way that Uncut Gems is like 2.5 hours of nonstop anxiety. This movie's 3 hours of nonstop chaos. Shit hits the fan in every scene. And then it kind of calms down so we can get to the end. And then, like, it doesn't really hit the fan in the end, but I mean, this movie is Damien Chazelle's love letter to Hollywood. I loved Margot Robbie in this movie. Whatever nominations she gets, this may be my favorite performance from her ever. So whatever accolades, praise she gets from this, I feel like are deserved. Brad Pitt is doing his thing. It would have kind of been cool to see him like play off of George Clooney in this type of setting, but whatever. Diego Calva will become a star off of this. This is his story more than any of the other two actors. But like, all the performances were good. I dug the score. I'm saying, like, I was into this the whole way. It's like 10 minutes shorter than Avatar and kind of feels like a half hour shorter. With that said, though, I think it might be like my third favorite Damien Chazelle movie. I don't think he's missed, but like, I think Whiplash is arguably a masterpiece. And then, to varying degrees, like, I kind of like La La Land, this, and First Man pretty close. Like, I think I give them all relatively the same score. So I'll rank this third among his filmography. But yeah, like, this was meant for nominations. This was meant to get accolades. This movie was made for awards season. And the performances show that, like, they're like, it's the 20s. Don't nobody know the harm of drugs and sex and bigotry and racism and sexism and all of this yet. That's what I'm saying. Like, there are characters in this movie that the kids today are gonna get offended by how they get treated because it takes place 100 years ago. And people were shitty 100 years ago. People in positions of power were trash, and that's reflected in this. Like Giovanni Depo, like he's asked to do something, he complies, and his next move was probably the best move for him. It just shows how shitty the movie business can be, especially back then. It's got to be worse now. There are a couple, I think, winks and references to a specific dickhead movie producer that maybe I was digging too deep, but I'm pretty sure that's what they were like winking at. There's a couple motherfuckers in the movie that look like him too. Like, I don't want to say too much. Like, I was hoping this could ended up being like one of my favorite movies all year. It's in my top 20, but like, I liked it. I didn't love it. I love the performances. I love things about it. Like, there were points where I was like, yeah, like, this is pretty great. And then as it went on, I was like, I'm not liking it as much. It's still good. So like my rating throughout wavered. With all that being said, I will say that in my opinion, Babylon is dope. Have you seen Babylon, man? What you think about it? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. I recently put up a review for Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Last weekend, Avatar: The Way of Water, Violent Night reviews on my channel. Right around the corner, I got a review for I Want to Dance with Somebody. Tomorrow, my last review of the year will be for Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. Maybe the only Netflix streaming movie I've reviewed this year. Because I reviewed Knives Out. I hate that Glass Onion is on Netflix. I want that Blu-ray release. But yeah, after that, 3 favorite movies of the fourth quarter of the year, 10 favorite movies of the year, 10 most anticipated movies of next year, podcasts, two podcast episodes, multiple friends, multiple family, pretty much the same thing. 5 favorites of the year, 5 most anticipated. Be on the lookout for all of it, man. Like, subscribe, comment, find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.